Hey guys, Mighty Gazelle here, back with more reading the My Hero Academia manga. This is chapter 342. Doesn't it feel like yesterday we were at chapter 300 for this series? It's kind of wild how we got here so fast. Apologies if the lighting is all weird and my face looks like red or yellow or whatever. It's just middle of the night, I just kind of turn everything on, the lights and stuff, so a little bit impromptu right now. Last we left off, by the way, 2-week hiatus is over. Last we left off, we had a chapter about Toga, which I thought was actually really well done. I actually really liked it. It was her going through her childhood home. And I like a little bit, I like when we get insight to a character that still needs some like fleshing out. I think Toga definitely needed a chapter like that. I still don't love her as a character. I think she's all right. Just totally middle of the road, okay character. I know a lot of people love that character. No knocks against you. But I did like that chapter she got. I enjoyed it a lot. And we found out she has a little bit of Twice's blood, and that's just, and it ended off with us seeing a bunch of villains headed toward the city. We saw the sludge monster from way back in chapter 1 or 2 of the whole series, which is crazy. So yeah, let's just sort of dive in and see what chapter 342 has to offer. UA. Okay, so we're back to the students. Yes. Okay, please. I want 1A students. I always want 1A students, but all right. We get a shot of the campus. UA. Emergency living quarters. Inside UA, the trigger for villain activity is ... Chapter 342, The Calm Before the Storm. Okay, well, as we know, the storm is coming. Whatever this next confrontation is going to be, it's going to be the war. The War 2, or whatever you want to call it. Next panel, we get... Okay, so this must be how the people are living inside this community that they have set up here. They're sitting at tables eating, and there's like robots carrying stuff around. Weird. There's like an information booth. That's crazy how that's like how these shelters are structured. We cut to this black-haired individual. This guy is walking through the crowd. We've got our instructions. What do we do now? Says the girl he's walking by. Don't tell me that there's like spies and shit inside these shelters. Why can't people just... Why do scumbags have to... whatever. I figured All for One would have something like this, though. He predicted that we wouldn't be able to do much inside the shelters a long time ago. Okay, so they clearly work for him. Cause a ruckus and try to stir up those who are still harboring some animosity toward the heroes. He says in quotations, so he's quoting All for One. I'm assuming this is All for One. I don't know who else he would be. UA is well aware of the fact that Tomura Shigaraki will be able to move again in less than a week. They are hiding the fact that the heroes are being driven to the absolute brink. Fan the flames. As we get a shot of some other people who are probably on their side as well. We get a guy who's like a cheetah. That's kind of cool. And 2 other random people. And then next panel we get is a smiling all for One. Not a whole face, just the grin by itself. And Izuku Midoriya will no longer be able to return to that place. Whoa, what? Wait, return like... Why won't he be able to... Is he going to, like, blow up? Like, is that what he's got to blow everything up? Is that why he couldn't be able to return? Student dormitory, as we're cutting, like it says, to the student dormitory. We get Kaminari, who collapses to the floor. I can't move a muscle, he says. A temporary break from their search efforts. Okay, so we get everyone returning back into the building from their search efforts, whatever they were searching for. I assume just the location of various leaguers and stuff like that. I think it's something along those lines. Oh, I can't move a muscle. As we get Kaminari, he claps on the ground. We have Koda behind him, Shoji, Ojiro. And then in the middle of the panel, we have Froppy and Kirishima. The search area we have to cover is just too big, says I'm assuming this is Kirishima. It doesn't show it's directly from him, but I can't believe that we're losing so many heroes all at once. Wow, they're still losing heroes and stuff? Oh no. That's not good. Next panel we have Ida, who Wow, Ida's armor looks different. Did he do something with the helmet? Oh, it's like retractable. Why does it look so much different? Everything else about the suit kind of looks the same. Is it damaged at the top? It looks different. Anyway, Ida says, "Get to bed early. Discipline is everything for the young. Every action we take is directly linked to our strength. So don't forget to brush your teeth." Of course, Ida would say that. Of course, Ida. I love him. I love Kirishima, but I think Ida is the best boy of the class, just in terms of like just wholesomeness and just like, man, I love Ida. And Bakugo says, "If it means getting stronger." So he wasn't gonna brush his teeth before Ida said that, like, it's tied to your strength, and Bakugo, well, if it means getting stronger, he'll go brush his teeth. That's great. That's wholesome. We get Mineta walking toward Deku. I wanted even just a little bit of free time to talk about some dirty stuff. What? What kind of dirty stuff would you talk to Deku about? I'll pass on that, but says Deku. You're right. We could definitely use more free time. Yes, please. Free time to just talk about not necessarily what Mineta wants to talk about with the free stuff, but the dirty stuff. But Deku's thinking to himself, yes, okay, wait. Okay, before we go any further, one thing I've been wanting is some inner monologue / digestion of Deku and his mind and his emotional state after everything he's gone through. I don't need like everything to be explained to me, but like I just want to see where his emotional state is at, because we kind of just went from him going vigilante rogue Deku to him being back, and outside of a few like funny jokes here and there about him getting cleaned up and stuff, we haven't really established where his mind is at. So the fact we're getting a thought bubble from him right now is great. I do like that a lot. Right now, we barely have enough to even talk to one another. Deku thinks to himself as he looks at Uraraka. Okay. Oh shit. And he's thinking about her megaphone speech. Uraraka is standing right next to Mina. They're both looking very beat up, but they're smiling. So they're just kind of happy to be home, it looks like. Wow. Oh my God. Okay. Imagine if we could finally get some like, okay, now not to make this into a shipping conversation, but come on. I understand a lot of people have their own ships that they like and stuff. Deku and Uraraka is a thing. I'm sorry. It is. If there was one ship in this entire series that's canon, that's definitely something. And if we get some progress toward that right here, well, go talk to her, Deku. Let's see if you go talk to her. And I still haven't thanked her properly, he thinks to himself. Yeah, go thank her. Give her a big hug. Say thanks. Wah! Says Kaminari as someone plows through the door. It's All Might and Tsukauchi and Nezu. On time as usual, I am here. Wait, no, I said that backwards. I am here on time as usual. All Might, I love you. God, I remember when people thought like All Might might die. He still might die, but I feel like we're at the point now, since we're in the end game, like it's either gonna happen or it's not. We're about to find out, you know? You seem excited, says Jiro. You couldn't be more wrong, as he's pumping his fists. Tsukauchi-san and the principal, says Sero. Not Sero. I always forget Sugar Rush's name. Rikudo Sato. Yeah, sorry. Momo says, I assume the news regards Aoyama's situation. And then we get a 1 from Tsukauchi, Tsukauchi looks dead inside. He's looked dead inside ever since we saw him back. He's probably working 23-hour work days. All Might says, there are a few things we need to inform you about. Only a small number of people are privy to this information. And Class 1A is in on the need to know, you know? As we get a shot of all the students. We've all come here to talk about our finalized plans for the Second War. They just straight up say it, the Second War. I'm already liking this chapter. I like the cut of its jib, if you know what I mean. We get a shot of a bunch of ruined buildings. We have Hawks in a room with Ragdoll, Genist, Endeavor. They're talking about something, probably the plans. Genus doing his hair. Even his jean shirt looks a little frazzled. He's been putting in the work, I guess. Endeavor looks oddly depressed, a little bit sad. His left eyebrow is literally gone from his face. It's just a little stub of it left. It's good attention to detail. Oh, ooh, okay, wait. Now we get a shot of Kurogiri, and through like a viewing glass is Aizawa with the eye patch looking badass, dude. Aizawa, what a hunk Aizawa is. Can we all agree? Well, Aizawa's a hunk. He looks, even with an eye patch and like looking all scarred and stuff, dude, he's like a beautiful, majestic horse, you know? And then we get 3 other people around him. I don't know who that is. Could be anyone. And then in that same row of pictures, we have Aoyama, sorry. It's 1 a.m. in the morning, or almost 2 a.m. Sitting in a jail cell, just chilling. He's not like sad or anything like he's been. He's just chilling. Back to the dorm building, we have Bakugo, Todoroki, and Deku just kind of looking. Like, I'm assuming they're listening to this plan or whatever. The next day, as we cut to the sunrise of the next day, I guess, overlooking all the buildings at UA. Did you hear the principal's announcement this morning? Yeah. He said that Tomura Shigaraki would begin his assault in 4 days, as we get a bunch of people gathered around to this news. There's a cow guy here. Please tell me other people notice this too. There's a guy in the background next to this guy who's all for one spy. He's just a straight up cow. All right. Got milk? This spy guy looks shocked. For them to hear this. Maybe like because the guy at the beginning said Tomura Shigaraki would be able to move in a week, but here they're telling everyone he's going to be ready in 4 days. So maybe he's either shocked that his information's wrong, or the fact that they're telling them to like prepare earlier than that. I don't know. Everyone, thank you so much. As we get a shot of Class 1A, Deku and Ida are bowing, but the rest are just kind of like waving. And Bakugo's got his back turned. Of course, Bakugo has his back turned. Why wouldn't he? As they are leaving, they're leaving UA. They're at the gates at least. Maybe they're going out on their mission finally or something. I don't know. Big bro Deku, are you really leaving UA again? Says Koda as he comes toward him. Deku says, I've already been given more than enough time to get back on my feet. Deku says with a very small smile. We get Mr. Snipe. You almost forget Mr. Snipe's in this series. You don't ever see him anymore. I swear, there was a huge gap of time. You just never saw Mr. Snipe. Same for Power Loader, although you just assume Power Loader was working in his workshop, which is true. We know that to be the case. And Ectoplasm. Ectoplasm was also kind of gone for a long time. A lot of the teachers in general. But anyway, Mr. Snipe says, your safety is our #1 priority. All we ask for is one thing. When the automated evacuation system kicks in, don't panic and remain hopeful. The spy, he's sweating bullets here. I'm calling him a spy. He's among the undercover All for One supporters, I guess. But I'm just saying spy to save time. He's like sweating bullets. He looks nervous here. What a naive idiot. All you had to do is shut your mouth and let UA protect you. By leaving this place, you're just making things easier for him. Oh, he's thinking this about Deku. What a naive idiot. All you had to do is shut your mouth and let UA protect you. By leaving this place, you're just making things easier. It's almost like he's nervous. The expression on his face is weird. It's almost like he's nervous Deku's leaving, but I guess the angle they're going for is this: he's happy. He's like, man, what an idiot. He's like leaving the secured UA. Even without our intervention, everything went exactly according to plan. Yeah, okay. I should have just shut up and read the next panel. That's on me. With this, our future will be guaranteed, he thinks to himself. Oh, okay, we're getting our goodbyes. Oh no, dude. This is literally the beginning of the end for the series. This is crazy. So we have Deku hugging Inko, his mom. We have Todoroki talking to his brother and sister and mom. Oh, okay. So I apologize. How long has Rei been in this camp? Has she always been here? I'm sorry. Again, it's basically 2 a.m. My mind's not running at full capacity right now, but I can't remember when it confirmed that Rei was out of the hospital and here at the camp with them. A few other people around. Jiro's dad's here with the mom. I love that guy. He was great in her flashback. Mama Bakugo's back. She slapped Bakugo in the arm, and he looks pissed. And then you have the dad who's like, "Oh no, honey, calm down." I love how the mom is the aggressive, loud one of the two, and he's like he's just like the quiet, like, "No, please, no violence." Like that's just great. How the hell did he land a girl like her? I wonder. Shoji shaking hands with a giant fox lady. I think her name was revealed. I can't remember what her name was. We have Nezu walking recovery girl, but she looks awful. What the hell happened to recovery girl? Did age just like catch up to her? She's like barely. He's like helping her walk, and she's like barely. She looks like she gained 50 wrinkles and her like lips that she like. Oh, maybe she's just tired from healing everyone. I think is that the joke. Her lips are like literally worn out after like smooching all the kids. Because she looks awful. She's like about to keel over right here. That is okay. All right. A lot of ways you can interpret that one panel, I guess. We have Eri standing next to President Mike. Oh, Eri goes up to say bye to Deku with Koda. By the way, I just want to mention this. There's a weird, like, I don't want to call it trend, but there's people who like ship Koda and like Eri, and I'm just like, I understand they're like close to the same age and stuff, and it's just like but like, come on, that's like a reach. But here they are on the same panel together, so there's some content for you. That's your angle. We have antenna star shirt guy, who I love how he's here, by the way. I love that callback to the guy. This is the guy's like, so you want to be a hero too, don't you, kid? And like, I love that. That's great. He's there, cheering him on as they leave. Approximately 30 kilometers away from UA, the prototype stronghold, Troy. Thanks to Cementos, Ectoplasm, and Power Loader, we are able to create fortified structures incredibly quickly. These are in no way as robust as UA, but they can take a good beating. As we get a building that looks a lot like the 1A Alliance building, it's got like the door in the middle and 2 side towers. But yeah, it does look more fortified. It looks like it has metal walls and whatnot. Although this one says these are in no way as robust as UA. Maybe that's just like the features of being able to go underground and stuff. I don't know. As we get Sero, Deku, Mina, and Kirishima bringing stuff to, like, they're carrying some boxes inside. Mr. Snipe says, drop your stuff off in your own rooms and start getting ready. It's just like the Heights Alliance dormitories back on campus, says Hagakure. How nice of them. Okay, so yeah, it is basically the same design, except these are way more reinforced, I guess, and obviously off campus. That was nice of them. Sarah says, I don't want this to be my final resting place, but it'll do. and don't say things like that, says Sato. The look on Sarah's face as he said that, that's a great line. I don't want this to be my final resting place, but it'll do. That's great. Whoa, okay, so we got a shot of the hallway and they're putting their stuff away in the rooms. Even the walls have like metal sheets on them and stuff. That's great. Some sort of sheeting. I don't know if it's just straight up silver metal, but it's definitely reinforced. Deku looks out the window and notices something. He notices Uraraka. Oh shit! Are we about to get his thank you to Uraraka? He jumps down out of the window to her. Uraraka-san. Oh, Deku-kun, she says as she turns to him. Have you unpacked already? She says, yeah, it's not like I had much on me anyway. Deku says, same. I only brought a spare change of clothes. A breeze passes by and there's silence between them. Great shot, by the way. Uraraka-san, thank you for back then, he says to her. I didn't get the chance to properly thank you. I really am grateful for what you did, he says. And then Uraraka starts to blush and she's like frizzling her hair. Oh, shucks, I didn't do that much. You always fret over such small things, don't you? No, that's adorable. I'm sorry, that's so cute. Dude, okay. I am not a shipper in My Hero Academia. There are pairings that I root for that I personally think are really cute. This is one of them. Kiramina is my main one. I'm rooting for that until the end of the series, but other than that, I don't really care. I just have a couple I root for. This is adorable. This is really cute. Okay. Deku says, "What were you doing outside?" Referring to what she's doing out here right now. She collects herself and she says, I was just watching the city, she says. Deku doesn't say anything. She doesn't say anything, but she kind of looks down. You know, I'm quite the oddball, she says. Deku interrupts, No, you're not. You're strong. You're compassionate. Your hairstyle suits you. You're super nice. And she interrupts him as she's blushing. She's like, no, not like that. I've never noticed those things. She says, dude, this is... All right. Back then, when I was shouting from the top of the building, you see, Toga Himiko's face flashed in my mind for a second. And Deku doesn't say anything. During Gigantomachia's rampage, we faced off against each other. I repelled to her with something I truly believed to be right. Replied to her with something I truly believed to be right. But it twisted her face into the most sorrowful expression I've seen. The city has now been reduced to this. Just the crumbling city that we've seen for a lot of chapters now. It just stretched out before him, but in the daylight. So many lives have been stolen by the villains. What the League has done is irredeemable. I get all that. But still, I didn't understand what she believed was truly right. Thinking about it now, I don't know anything about Toga Himiko at all. She turns to him. That's why I'm gazing out at the city, so that I won't ever forget the damage and destruction they caused, so that I won't think of such stupid things ever again. I don't think that's stupid to think about, like, the perspective of the person you're fighting. Like, that's actually good on her for thinking that. Deku says, I get you. Huh? She says. Yeah, he feels the exact same way. That's how him and Shigaraki had a similar ordeal. I hope that's brought up right now. I, too, saw the little boy crying wistfully inside Tomura Shigaraki. Even though our conflict is unavoidable, says Deku, I don't want to ignore that side of him. Uraraka. Yes, please. This is what I've wanted this shit. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to rant here. I've wanted just some genuine emotion venting from characters. This is great. This is great stuff. She looks a little bit surprised at him, and then she turns back to what she was looking at. She smiles. That's nice that he said he agreed with her, and like he's felt the same way. I guess that makes the two of us quite the oddballs. This is great. This is heartwarming stuff. You gotta love it. All right, we're cutting to someone's bedroom. We got some of the boys hanging out. We got Todoroki, Ida, Bakugo, Kirishima, all just chilling out. All right. Sorry for making you all worry. I'm fine now, says Todoroki. Ida says, I completely understand. I have a brother too, you know. Dude, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Ida has, I thought about it in the past, but like I'm glad they're bringing this up now. Where Ida has had brother situations. Obviously, Todoroki's is a lot different. That's a whole family dynamic. That's not just like a sibling. But they're tackling Uraraka and Deku's relationship in this chapter, as well as like some of the other students. Yes, Yes, I'm so happy. All right, let me shut up and just read more. I completely understand. I have a brother too, you know. I can't compare myself to you at all, says Todoroki. I don't even know what my older brother Toyo likes or dislikes. Bakugo says, but I'll bet you $1,000,000 that soft boiling freak loves udon. Todoroki says, if that's the case, I wouldn't mind going for dinner sometime with him. We'll stop them. And there's a cut to Uraraka and Deku looking at the city. We'll stop them. Oh, okay. We're cutting to All For One now, who's holding some sort of phone or something. The operation begins today. As we get All For One saying, let's get started, shall we? Next time, heroes versus villains. Preparations for the Second War are ramping up. Chapter 342 end. Woo! Man, I've wanted not just like chapter like this. I've wanted like, I felt like, I don't know how others feel on this, but I feel like after the war, there was an odd feeling in the air that they didn't give the students time to properly vent their feelings and just the things that they had gone through. Like, they literally were in a battle where people died. People they knew are gone. They passed away. Some they saw die with their own eyes. They could have died themselves. And now, obviously, after the war, a lot of it was focused on bringing Deku back. And of course, that takes focus because Deku's the main character. I totally get it. But I was worried that we would just never get like that like exhale before you inhale again for the next war. I still hope we get a little bit more before the fighting starts. Like, just maybe next chapter, like, have some of the other characters just sort of have that like moment. But at the very least, we got Uraraka and Deku, who definitely needed this moment just to let us know where their mindset's at, like where they're at emotionally. This was great. I love this. This is a very needed chapter. It set up a lot. It progressed the story. We're not feeling we're in a standstill or anything right now. We saw every student a little bit in this chapter, which is great. We saw Best Girl Mina a few times. That's great. She didn't really have any lines, but I'm hoping that she gets more in the future. It's the heroes, like, man, the students are really carrying a lot of the weight right now. I feel like in this final battle, we're not going to get many pros. The shot of Hawks, his wings still are not really grown back. They're kind of like 10 feathers each. They're little stubs. Who knows if that'll ever come back, you know? Still have Endeavor, but you got to wonder where his mindset's at. He's looking lost when he's getting these papers. Maybe he's just done emotionally. It looks like they're preparing Kurogiri for something. Maybe he's part of their plan. You never know. This All For One undercover agent or whatever, he clearly didn't expect Deku and the others to leave the school. But I'm sure All For One planned for this. We know All For One has a plan on a plan on a plan on a plan. If one plan doesn't work, you just go to the next plan. And he's got so many set up that one's bound to work. That's just how he operates. We know that. And Deku leaving UA early or at all, without question, he took that into account as a possibility. That's got to be at least a 50% probability that he does leave. He doesn't stay in UA. All For One has plans and contingency plans for that. This little lackey might be surprised, but All For One's not. Again, fantastic between Deku and Uraraka. I thought this was so cute. This was perfect. It, again, not to make this a shipping conversation, but just their relationship in general, not talking romantic or anything like that, just between them, like this development between them. It's great. It felt real. It felt like this is how they would act in this situation. And my favorite thing, oddly enough, despite how much talking I want them to do to each other, Horikoshi is using valuable panel space to just show them not saying anything. There's a lot of shots here where it's one character says a thing, and the other panel, it's just the other character silently listening to it. That adds so much mass to the moment, where it's not just a quick conversation. It's moments of reflection, of just hearing the significant other person out. That like you're not just having a normal conversation. This is a talk of ideals, of like what they're about to go through. Like, God, these two are so cute together, though. I just want to say that. That's great. Even this conversation in the boys' room with the four of them. Oh, that's great too, man. They're talking to Todoroki like, man, I know this is tough, Todoroki. They're like trying to back him up emotionally, and he's like, that's cool. Like, and even he says, I wouldn't mind going out for dinner sometime with him. Like, that's kind of like a nice way for him to say, like, not gonna lie, in the aspect of Dabi, I think Dabi has a chance to be redeemed. I don't predict it'll happen. I do think it is possible. That it wouldn't shock me. Shigaraki, I do expect to die. I know they're hinting that they could maybe save him. I think that the ultimate fate for that character has to be death. I don't know why. I think like that's the most fitting for him. And All For One, of course. I think they're both going to go down together. But it's going to be a little bit tragic because we know that Shigaraki isn't wholly, like, we saw Tenko inside of him, like the kid who never had a chance. So, and at the end right here, All For One saying, let's get started, shall we? That's great. Well, the action's about to pick up. Leave your thoughts down below. If you like this video, please consider liking, subscribing. We have a Discord in the description. We have about 300, almost 350. Wait, is it 250 or 350? I think it's 250. I think. Yeah, almost 250 members. Sorry, again, I'm not thinking straight. It's past 2 a.m. Yeah, feel free to join. We're getting new people every week, and we always just talk. There's even a section for spoilers when the spoilers come out on like Wednesday night, like the leaks and stuff. We have a section for people who like those. So, yeah, I've said all I want to say. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you are safe, happy, healthy, your family, everyone's good. And don't you just love My Hero Academia? What a great series. It's my favorite for anime. And like for manga, it's my favorite manga series. Anime, I really, really enjoy the anime, but it's not my favorite anime. Until next time, this has been Mighty Gazelle, hoping you all have a mighty day. See you guys.